Who's new here, and of course those of you who are back again, great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of XRP, Dogecoin, Solana and Cardano. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. If you also want to trade with cheap taker fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which has a similar trading volume to Bitget, Bybit and OKX, but as you can see, I already highlighted you it here. The taker fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges, and on top of that you can save another 20% if you use my referral link, which you can find in the video description. And also 100 pers, 0 fees just on mexc, and here you can trade some popular altcoins without any fees on mexc. So let's get to XRP. XRP is long. We had here the falling wedge in orange. We broke it to the upside. We got the retest. I told you that I don't want to jump into the trade if the falling wedge breakout is lower than the blue trend line. So basically, I want to see the blue trend line breaking to the upside to get my confirmation that I can enter a safe long trade. We got the confirmation here in this push. This was the breakout. This was the retest. And if that retest, because it wicked to the downside, if this was too scary, then we had here a follow through. So basically, XRP was long. Then we have set $2.38. They also have to break to the upside, which did, with the retest, with a follow through. Position size increasement right here at the retest. So what now? I think the target now is the $2.47.5 to $2.46, this fair value gap. I will also put you here a price mark. But what I have done is, I have put you here a red trend line on the chart. This red trend line is going to be my exit for my long trade. I'm not using the red trend line as a short opportunity, but since my average price is somewhere in this area here, I will just keep it here. Somewhere here is my average price. If we break the red trend line later to the downside, before we get into our take profit area, then I would take out some money, because I think that the chances of getting then a pullback, maybe for going for a second retest of the blue trend line, is higher if we break the red trend line to the downside. And maybe here we get a small push to the upside, but afterwards break the blue trend line also to the downside, and then I have lost my whole profits and I'm even in losses afterwards. So that's why I want to save myself. So what I'm going to do is, I want to go for maximum profits, $2.46 to $2.47 and 50, but I don't want to risk my initial money anymore. So if the red trend line breaks to the downside, I take out 50% out of the trade, or 25% if I find 2-3 more trend lines. Then my stop loss is going to get to break even. If we then drop to the downside, then I have done at least some profits. And if we later break something to the upside, then I can enter a trade safely again. That's not a big deal. And this is my strategy for all the altcoins. Like I have said, Bitcoin, in my Bitcoin update, we have predicted this push to the upside, at least into this area here. Very precise, very good. There we also got a breakout. I didn't took the Bitcoin long position because my focus is on the altcoins. If we break the 105,750 US dollar for Bitcoin, then I think a small party is going to start and we can get some huge pushes to the upside for the altcoins, because the altcoins, they bled a lot in the past month. We came from far high to far down. So basically the altcoins made so much losses. Bitcoin is already in the all-time high area. Where are the altcoins? 50% away, 100% away from their all-time highs, or from the push of this bull market. So basically the altcoins have some potential to the upside, and a bit more than Bitcoin in my opinion. So what about Dogecoin? Dogecoin was long. We have said if the 21.9 cents breaks to the upside, get its retest, we got a perfect retest, then we can get into the white trend line, which we did. Afterwards, we broke the white trend line to the upside. So, target of Dogecoin is the upper part of the bull flag. We are still in the bull flag. This is a very bullish pattern if we break it to the upside. So the breakout point is the 23.4 cents. But I don't think that we are going to break it out in one push. I think that we can get into the top area of that bull flag, get there rejected and bounce there, and then hopefully the push to the upside. If that is not going to happen, if we sell off, then I have on the chart, on the 50 minutes chart, I have two red trend lines. Those two red trend lines aren't short trend lines, there are exits for me. So, since I took my trade here in this retest, and also here because this retest was very, very fast on the 50 minutes chart, my average price is somewhere in this area. So, if we break the first red trend line to the downside, then I'm going to take out 50% of the trade. If we break the second trend line to the downside, then I'm going to close my trade, and then it's probably going to be break even. We have to see if we are going to sell off very quick now or if we are going to consolidate, because if we consolidate, those trend lines are getting up, and then for sure my profits are also getting higher, even if everything is going to sell off, because I'm going to take a stop loss order and move it more to the upside over the time. So currently my stop loss for 50% of the trade is here, the other one is here, and over the time, if we consolidate and don't break to the downside, then I'm going to move that stop loss always lower than the red trend line. So this is my plan for Dogecoin at the moment. If we break the bull flag to the upside, like I said, positive. If we break the red trend lines to the downside, then it is the first sign of a smaller pullback. I doubt that we are going to break them to the downside in a few hours, but safe is safe. We have to trade safe to be profitable in the long run. If we lose the 21.9 cents to the downside, then I think it might be even possible that we drop to 20 cents, but we also have here good support to land on, which is the 21.2 cents. So let's see if we get the breakout. If yes, then we can get a push into the top area here. First one here at 22.75 and the other ones here where I've put you to the circle. Those are take profit areas if we break the bull flag to the upside. So what about Solana? We had here a profitable trade. We have said so far, if we don't break to the upside, here wasn't a breakout yet. We still had the chance to drop into that circle area. But breakout, retest number one, which was weird. Second retest was on our orange trend line again. So follow through. So whoever got scared because it was a bit unclear, breakout, retest number one, retest number two, follow through. Here was the sign that Solana is long at least for 170 US dollar. After 170 US dollar, Solana is long. Again, we broke here to the down. We didn't broke it to the upside. We got rejected first, but we have formed something like a very baby bull flag like this. Broke that to the upside. Retested the 170 US dollar again. Not 100% perfect, but we don't have to be 100% perfect. If we would, then we would be probably billionaires. Solana's long. We have said so far 180 US dollar is the overall target, but we've got some issues breaking the 174 US dollar to the upside. So far, we got the first sign of a breakout. So this is the breakout candle. If we get here the retest, yeah, we can wick lower, but I want to see the candle close over the orange trend line afterwards, or one or two other candles getting over the orange trend line. Then it's a retest for me, and we can increase our position size even more in my view. For Solana, also I have forgotten to take it here. Here's a trend line where I would say this is the uptrend. As long as we don't break it to the downside, we are probably getting up more and more. But once we break the red trend line to the downside, then we get the first sign of a bigger pullback, because we also have here fair value gaps. Right here. Right here. Those can get filled if we break the red trend line to the downside. And afterwards, it can happen. We can take out this fair value gap instead of getting the push to the upside. We go for the next fair value gap. That's why I want to de-risk my position by taking out 50% out of the trade if we break the red trend line to the downside. And this is going to be, yeah, partial take profit. So what about Cardano? Breakout. Breakout with maybe a retest here. Or maybe we get another one. So I'm personally waiting for Cardano at the moment. I already put a small position here in that wick because I was thinking this could be the retest, but it is half of that what I would be ready to take into to put into a long position if we would have got a real breakout with a real retest. So the breakout is real, but the retest was kind of weird. So if we get a perfect retest on the purple trend line, then I would, for example, put $100 into a long trade for Cardano. In this case here I have put 50%, and if we get another pullback, then I'm going to put in the other 50%, which I'm ready to put into Cardano, and then I will see. If we get now a follow through, means a candle which goes over the top here and closes there, then I'm going to put the other 50% into Cardano, which I didn't put here in that area, and then I'm going to ride the wave to the upside. I have also put here a red trend line on the chart. This is going to get my exit, but we have to see what Cardano is going to do. Maybe it's going to retest it again. First target, 78.5 cents. If we break it to the upside, it would be very positive, and I think this is going to get a huge push to the upside. If we break this 78.58 to the upside, then I think we can go up for 84.8 cents, and this is an 8% push. There is also the target of the falling wedge. We have now to put it to our breakout point because we didn't get a retest yet. The breakout is perfectly matching with the 84 cents. Sorry, the target of that falling wedge is perfectly matching with the 84.8 cents, which is a major resistance. If we also break it to the upside, then we can be happy about higher prices for Cardano, maybe even up to 90 cents. So I hope that I gave you some valuable information, and see you in the next video.